Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss about the skill enhancement course for SYBSc, that is apiculture. At a glance we focus about the apiculture whose syllabus. This is our syllabus of the apiculture. Unit 1, that is biology of the bees. Unit 2, rearing of the bees. Unit 3, disease and enemies. Unit 4, bee economy, and Unit 5, entrepreneurship in the apiculture. Total 5 units are present, and from history up to their business point of view, their efforts which are very important and are all included in this apiculture syllabus. Now, today's discussion on the Unit 1, that is introduction and the history, classification of the honeybee, habit and habitats, and the honeybee species. Now, in the introduction, first of all moves toward the apiculture. Apiculture, here two words, api and the culture. Api, that is apis, which is the scientific name of the honeybees or the generic name of the honeybees. Culture, we know about that, that is simple thing, that is a rearing. It means that as per the definition, apiculture is the science of rearing of the honeybees, or apiculture is the scientific breeding of the honeybees for the commercial production of the honey and the beeswax. Now, the importance of the beekeeping, because that apiculture which is very important as a business point of view, we get the economy from the apiculture. What is the importance of the beekeeping? We focus, it provides the honey. We know about that honey which acts as a nutritional food, which also used as additives in the many foods for the taste, for the flavor, or which become the main ingredients in the many bakery products as well as the beverages here. It also used in the cosmetics, pharmaceutical and the medical field, especially in the Ayurveda, if you know about that. It provides beeswax, and that beeswax which is very useful in many industries, especially for the preparation of the candles, polishing materials, cosmetics, crayons, that is crayon colors, modeling materials specially used in the museum, and many pharmaceutical products for the preparation of the pills also. It provides other products along with the honey and the beeswax, that is pollen and the royal jelly, which are the good energizer and the stimulant, which acts as a subsidiary products also, or the nutritional food also. While another products, that is propolis and the bee venom, which also important in the medical field. It increases the agriculture crop production also. More than 40% of crop production is depends on the honeybee pollination. We know about that. Globally, around 78% crop production carried only by the animals here, and of that 78%, the 40% of crop production is totally depends on the honeybee pollination. As the honeybees when moves or collect the nectar and the pollen grains in the agriculture field, they increase the production about the 5% to 3000% of the crop, and due to which what happens, it has the main importance in our diet also. Around 1/3 of our diet comes only from the bee pollinated crops. It provides along with the apiary products as well as the, that is agriculture crop yield, which acts as an excellent source of the income, which is very important for the landless farmers, tribals, rural people, unemployment youth, as well as for the woman empowerment that honeybee as well as their keeping, which is important. Now moves toward the history, that is especially global history of the beekeeping. The earliest found record of the apiculture were depicted in around the 15,000 years old painting, The Caves of the Spider near Valencia, Spain, shows a woman on a rope ladder gathering honey from a bee nest. Look at that. This is the lady and this is the honeycomb and this is a rope ladder, and along with that the bees which are roaming here, and this is the basket where the honey which is collected by that woman. Around the thousands years ago, the ancient Egyptians were skilled in the art of the beekeeping, since they considered honey as an important part of their diet. If we know about that now, that around 8,000 to 15,000 that period, it is the Mesolithic period, and during such times, or the middle age of the human being, we say that during such times they mainly skilled in the art of the beekeeping, or we say that to collect the honey as well as the beeswax for their diet. Now in India, the main history here, the honeybees have been mentioned in ancient Vedas and Buddhist scriptures, popular epics as the Ramayana, Mahabharata and the Quran also. Has the main importance or were included the use of the honey as a food, medicine and in different forms is a traditional practice in India. Rock paintings also observed in the central India, especially in the caves located in the Madhya Pradesh, have described the honey hunting dating to Mesolithic period around 15,000 to 11,000 before Christ. Now after that started the modern beekeeping. That modern beekeeping which started by the Langstroth in the year 1851 in USA, designed first a truly movable frame hive for Apis mellifera. This hive is a very popular overall the world as Langstroth wooden hive. Today also Apis mellifera, which is rare in this Langstroth wooden hive. In 1910, Father Newton designed a small hive suitable for Indian honeybee Apis cerana indica, especially in the Kerala state. This hive after that, which is much more popular as the name Newton hive. The European bee, that name is the Apis mellifera, which was introduced in India number of the times before 1960, but not get the proper success here. But after that, it is successfully introduced and established in our country since 1960. At present, both the bee species, that is Apis mellifera and Apis cerana indica, are being used in modern beekeeping by using that Langstroth wooden hive for the Apis mellifera and Newton hive for the Apis cerana indica. Now, the history where apiculture under the government of India. Now, after independence, the government of India took a policy decision for the development of the beekeeping industry and constitute a statutory board as the Khadi and Village Industries Commission, that is KVIC, in the year 1956. The aim of KVIC is the strengthening of honeybees research in the country, and on such basis they put forth number of the branches in different states here. The KVIC, with the help of Maharashtra State Khadi and Village Industries Board, established the Central Bee Research and Training Institute, that is CBRTI, at Pune in the year 1962. The CBRTI work through a network of regional bee research laboratories, field stations and experimental apiaries all over the country. For strengthening the apiculture research, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, that is ICAR PUSA, New Delhi, started funding the beekeeping projects in the states, central institutions and other organizations. Both KVIC and ICAR making an effort to raise the industrial status of apiculture in India. In view of the tremendous scope in apiculture, Department of Agriculture and Cooperation, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India established a registered society in the name of National Bee Board on 19th July 2000 at New Delhi. Here, that National Bee Board further reconstituted as a management basis in 13th June 2006. The main objectives of this board is to improve the crop productivity and honey production through the scientific beekeeping for increasing the income of the beekeepers and the farmers. Now, the worldwide scenario of the apiculture in search of the honey production. This is the diagrammatic representations. Look at that, the numbers which are increases from 1 to 8 here. These are the 8 different countries where honey productions which is observed reported by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. The report is of the 2018. Today's also the China, which becomes the number 1 or the largest honey producing countries, which also the largest exporter of the honey. The annual production as compared to China and India, the China every year produce the honey around 1,60,000 metric ton honey per year, while India, whose percentile or production is around 70,000 metric ton honey per year. Now, apiculture in India. In India, the number of the states which are the leading states for the honey production, around 61% of the honey production carried by that states, that name is the Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar, Rajasthan and the Andhra Pradesh. This is the report is of the National Bee Board, that around 6-year data which is observed here and continuously increasing the honey productions here. In the year 2017-18, around 1,05,000 metric ton of the honey production which is observed. Now, the India has exported around 61,333.88 metric ton of natural honey to the world for the worth of rupees 732.16 crore. That report is of the year 2018-19. As per the economy, the 3 lakh employees extracting about 94,500 metric tons of honey from 30 lakh bee colonies, which is very important thing for our nations. But as per the increasing demand of the honey, especially the natural honey, presently 200 million bee colonies are required for enhancing their yield, which will provide employment to 215 lakh persons and produce 10 million tons of honey and increase in the crop production also. After the history moves toward the classification here. The classification, phylum Arthropoda. Arthro, it means that the jointed, and poda, it means that the legs. The certain characters which are very important of the arthropodas, that is exoskeleton is present. Exo means external skeleton is present, which give the proper protection to the inner body parts. Along with that, the jointed appendages, that is the main characteristic of the phylum Arthropoda. In the phylum Arthropoda comes the class Insecta, where the main characters body, which is divided into the head, thorax and the abdomen. Along with that, paired wings and the 3 pairs of the legs are present. Under the class Insecta, subclass is Pterygota, where 1 or 2 pairs of the wings are present. Division Endopterygota, here 2 divisions are present. One is the Exopterygota and another one, that is the Endopterygota. Here Endopterygota, the life cycle stages, where 4 stages are present in the form of the egg, larva, pupa and the adult. While in case of the Exopterygota, life cycle which is completed by 3 stages in the form of the egg, nymph and the adult. The examples of the Endopterygota are butterflies, beetle, honeybees, etc. Under the division Endopterygota, that is order, one of the major order, that is Hymenoptera, where membranous wings are present, forewings always larger than the hind wings. Both forewings and the hind wing of one side, they couple one another and to form the coupling apparatus. And examples which comes under the order Hymenoptera are the ants, bees and the wasp. One of the family under the order Hymenoptera, that is Apidae, basically the social bees, example honeybees, bumblebees, etc. Genus Apis, and under this genus the species are Dorsetta, Sirena, Floria and Mellifera. Now moves toward the habit and habitat. Honeybees are worldwide in distribution. Everywhere they are present except the polar region. They are highly organized social insects and living in the colonies, and in the colony it may be the 1000 or more than up to the 1 lakh that members are present in a single colony. They are known for their art of manufacturing honey as well as the beeswax. They are very active throughout the year, but during the winter season they do little work and do not rear the brood due to the minimum flowering as well as low temperature. They are unable to do the proper work in the environment. They exhibit polymorphism and good division of the labor. Polymorphism, it means that different castes are present in the colony, that is 3 castes are present in the colony and divide the work in a proper manner. The worker communicates to the other workers by performing dance known as the dance language in the bees. That is a proper communication for the food search, for the food purposes, we say that. Now moves toward the different species of the Apis. The first is the rock bee. This is the rock bee. It is the largest honeybee and size, look at that, is of the worker bee around 17 to 20 millimeter length, whose length. The body generally reddish brown in color with golden black and pale bands on the abdomen. It builds a single large vertical comb on high branches of the trees and the rocks. This is the comb. Each colony may consist of about 60,000 to 1 lakh worker bees. It is efficient pollinator and honey producer bee. They produce about 27 to 40 kg honey per comb per year. It is ferocious in nature and stings severely, causing the fever. The another bee, that is the Apis cerana indica, commonly known as the Indian bee. This is the Apis cerana indica worker bee. It is a medium sized bee and measures about 14 to 15 millimeter in length, especially the worker bee. The body generally yellowish brown in color and have more prominent, even black bands across the entire abdomen. The colony consists of 7 to 8 parallel combs, built in dark places like cavities of the tree trunk, rock crevices, caves, or even house cavities also. The average honey yield is about 6 to 8 kg per colony per year. A colony may consist of about 2000 to 15,000 individuals. This bee is little ferocious, or we say that sensitive, but can easily domesticated. It is very popular for pollination in the agriculture field. The third bee, that is the Apis florea, which is commonly known as the little bee. This is the little bee. It is commonly known as little bee or red dwarf bee as per their coloration and the length due to its small size, and the worker bees whose length about 7 to 10 millimeter. The body is generally red brown in color with white and black bands on the abdomen. They build a single vertical comb in branches of bushes, hedges, buildings, caves, or even though the empty cases. Each colony may consist of about 800 to 3000 individuals, depends on the colony size and the age also. They produce around 300 to 800 gram of honey per hive per year. The honey has a demand due to the medicinal properties. The another bee, that is Apis mellifera, which is commonly known as the European bee or the Italian bee. It is a medium sized honeybee and whose size, especially the worker bee size, is about 14 to 16 millimeter long. It means that just slightly larger than the Apis cerana indica bees. It is red brown in color with black bands and orange yellow rings on the abdomen. The colony consists of many parallel combs built in the dark places such as cavities of the tree trunks, within rocks, or even to the trees also. A colony consists of typically 30,000 to 1 lakh honeybees. It is highly popular and domesticated for agriculture field because of high pollination rate. It also produces the high quality of the honey. The average honey production per colony per year is about 25 to 60 kg. In some cases also it produces around 120 kg honey per year also. After the Apis, that genus, the another bee also present, that name is the dammer bee, which comes under the subfamily, that is Meliponidae, which is commonly known as the stingless bee. Two species of the stingless bees, that is Melipona and Trigona, occur in India. These bees are smallest bees and whose size is around 3 to 4 millimeter. They build irregular combs of the wax and resinous substances in many crevices and hollow tree trunks. Colony size ranges between 100 to 1500 individuals per hive. They are good pollinator for various food crops also. The honey yield per hive per year is about 300 to 1200 grams. The honey is dark and bitter and has high medicinal value. It is an excellent domesticated species, easily hived and rarely abscond the nest. It is highly domesticated, especially in the southern region of the India. Dear friends, today's discussed about the history, importance of the bees, then classification and number of the honeybee species. After that, next time in the next lecture we focus the another topic, that is bee biology. Thank you.